Robert, please leave your message. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Robert, this is Rick. I just sent you a link so you can go ahead and sign into the meeting and call me. Hey, how you doing?
Rick, I was I was trying to order a razor, my electric razor blades on eBay,
Yeah.
and then I got a phone call just before 2 o'clock, and I was trying to anyway. Long story, but when I was on trying to order on eBay, I got this pop up, and I can't get rid of it. It's from McAfee. You remember we had the conversation today about McAfee?
Mm-hmm.
It says emerging cyber attack techniques threaten devices worldwide and may let hackers steal your passwords, yada, yada. I can't get rid of the dang thing, and it covered half of my screen.
Okay. So it's still on your screen now?
It is.
All right. Do you think you'll be able to sign into the Zoom session?
I can't see my email. You said you sent me the email, but it's blocked. It covers the email. I can't see it.
Well, there's a number of things we can do. Let's try just try Control Alt Delete again. Yeah.
All right, now I did that. It says switch user, log, sign out, change password, taskmaster,
Yeah.
task manager.
Yeah, that's the one you want. Always task manager.
Okay. I clicked on it and went right back to our friend. Let me try it again. When I clicked on task manager, it says PC App Store. Set up the tools you need with Microsoft Office at 20. Well, there's an X. I can X out of that bad boy. But it's all right, here we go. Let's see where we are. Thank you. Don't want to go to App Store.
If that App Store is open, leave it open for now.
But I can't get past it. I don't know how to get past it.
So you mean it's covering it?
It said, thank you. We hope you enjoyed exploring our special offers. You can always find us at the App Store to start menu. All right, let's try that.
No, don't do anything it asks you to do or suggest.
All right, and you see when I do Alt Control Delete, hit Taskmaster, and I'm right back at this same screen.
So you cannot see the task manager screen?
No.
Okay. Did you perform that security check that I sent you the email on last night?
I did not.
Did you get the email?
I got the email, yeah.
Okay.
And I've been in Pensacola this morning.
Oh,
I
okay.
just got back, and
Okay.
I just sat down on my computer a few minutes before 2 and went through, checked email and so forth, and then I was going to do the eBay, and Mr. McAfee showed up.
Right. And I think that McAfee and the computer app store are related, or connected. I got to thinking about this after we finished yesterday, and I was trying to remember when you left that message on my machine, I couldn't really quite understand what you said about the computer app store. I thought you meant the Windows App Store, the big Windows app where you can buy things like Play Store. But then I Googled it, the computer app store, and it's a malicious virus. It's well, hold off on the word militia, but the way I went through ChatGPT, and ChatGPT took me to a link on Reddit. Do you know what Reddit is?
No, I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it.
It's a good site. I'm going to show it to you at some point during the course. But it's basically a massive blog site where you can communicate with communities on just about anything. And there was a community on this malware, the computer app store, and everybody was mad. There was about 50 to 100 of them going back for a couple of years or so, and they were saying, some of them were saying that it is hard to get rid of. They they did not know. They did not know if it was a Trojan or something dangerous like that, or if it was just annoying malware. But I think it's probably going to be malware, and that was the first thing that I wanted to do today. But first, we've got to figure out what to do so you can see your screen, and so I can too. So you don't see an X in the window to close it out.
No, I can't see. No.
So it's partially covering your screen.
No, it's totally covering my screen from top to bottom all the way. I see nothing except it, like I say,
Okay.
it says, thank you. We hope you enjoyed exploring our special offers.
Yep.
You can always find us in your start menu at App Store.
Yep. Okay. Can
We
you
did go to the App Store, and of course, I don't want to do that.
can you see your mouse?
Yes,
You-
mouse works.
Okay, then drag it off the screen in the bottom right-hand corner.
Drag.
You can't move the mouse.
Yeah, I can move the mouse any place I want to.
So what happens when you move your mouse and it gets to the bottom right corner, it'll disappear as you continue to drag. And then if you click your left mouse click one time, you should see your desktop.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it won't let me drag. What I'm doing is I'm putting my left side, I'm left clicking, trying to pull, drag down to.
But you don't, Robert, you don't need to click. I don't want you to click. Don't do that. Just for right now, just do exactly what I tell you. Or just move your mouse and see if your cursor move.
Yeah, I see the
Okay.
cursor.
Okay, so don't click. What I want you to do is just drag it down close to the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, and you can still see it moving, right?
I see the cursor moving, but
Okay.
I'm not dragging.
Okay. Now, what I want you to do is to drag your mouse as if you were dragging that cursor way off the screen, and the cursor should disappear.
Yes, it's disappeared.
Okay, now click your left mouse button.
All right. Okay.
Do you see your desktop now?
No.
Did,
Whatever this is has me locked down.
all right. Did you click it and release it?
Yeah.
Okay. So drag your cursor back onto your screen and press your Windows key and let's see what happens.
When I do that, I get it popped up windows, like it always does.
Okay. All right, fine. So now, do you see the search bar now?
I do.
Okay. Just type the word add, and you should see add remove programs pop up. All right, click on that.
I did. I did click on it, but it's not popping up.
All right, so when you pushed your Windows button and you saw the search.
When I typed add, it's all add and remove.
Oh.
I click on add and remove, and that goes away, and I just see the same screen. Thank you. We hope you've enjoyed exploring our special offers.
Okay.
And down on the toolbar at the bottom, I have when I put the cursor over the little icon for the add and remove, I get a little pop up that shows the settings and the add and remove, like we saw the other day.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a tiny thing. All right, now wait a minute. Well, when I hold my cursor on the setting, it pops up.
You
And
like
then
it?
when I move it off of there, it goes away.
Okay. What happens if now when the setting icon is like a wheel, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. What happens when you click on it?
When I click on the icon, I get a little pop-up about,
I know it's call it a thumbnail, and it's about 2 inches, something like that. So,
you know,
okay.
and then I hold my cursor on that thumbnail, I get, the regular size thing. The regular size, it says apps, installed apps.
Yep. Okay.
And as soon as I move my cursor, it goes away.
Okay. So in other words, you can fill your screen with the window. Call it a window, the window for apps and features.
Yes.
Okay. You can fill your screen like that, and then you can move your cursor across that screen without clicking, right?
When I move my cursor, it goes away. When I take the cursor, as long as the cursor is hovering over the settings, the little thumbnail thing, as you described it. As long as the cursor is hovering over it, I can see it's about a 4/10 of a screen size, maybe. I get, the settings, the apps, installed apps with the list of all the installed apps.
Yeah, I'm looking at that, Roger. Robert, I know exactly what you're looking at.
All right. So then when I move my cursor, it goes away. It just immediately disappears and it goes back to this same screen I was looking at. Wait a minute. Now it popped back up. Did you do something?
No, I'm not connected to your computer.
All right, well, it popped this time. I've got it. I've got the installed apps.
Okay, great. Scroll down and see if using the word "the" first. No, let's just go in the P's. See if you see what's it called? PC App Store?
Yeah,
All right.
PC.
See if you see that.
All right, I'm down to Microsoft News. Yes, I've got PC App Store.
All right. Now, right mouse click on it. All right, don't do that. Don't right mouse click. Click one time on it with your left mouse button.
All right, they have the 3 little dots. And I clicked on the 3 little dots and it gives me an uninstall option.
Click on that.
This app and its related info will be uninstalled. Bless the Lord.
Yeah, so thank you to that. Now go ahead and uninstall it.
It says the PC App Store has been uninstalled.
Okay. Okay. Now just click the X to close that window and tell me if you're back at your desktop.
I'm back to my desktop.
Okay. I want you to click on the bottom, on the Windows button in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen.
Okay.
All right. So you get a pop-up and it's showing different apps and things like that. And there's an alphabetical list. At the very top, do you see the words recently added?
No, I've got the search bar, and then I don't see. It says all, buttons. I
No.
guess from.
No. When you click on that Windows icon, let's make sure we're on the same page that you know what the Windows icon is.
Yeah, that's the little little blue four box.
So when you click on that one time, what do you see?
It's a light blue pop-up box. It says search bar at the top that says pinned, PINNED. And below that, it says Edge, Microsoft Copilot.
Okay,
360.
all right, I got it. That's your layout is different because you're in Windows 11. So this is not important anyway. It's just a feature of Windows 10 was that it would show your recently installed apps. I just want to make sure that this is gone. I think we can go ahead and let it go. Let's go ahead and continue with the meeting. And if it ever pops up again, then send me an email, or if it's something you really need your computer for, just call me. Okay.
Okie dokie. Now I've clicked on your link and I'm looking at, do I need to do join meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to admit you to the meeting.
Yeah.
All right. And now click share your screen.
All right, I've got to choose audio preferences phone call. That's what I chose.
Well, yeah. Okay. Okay.
All right, now I'm at your sunset screen.
Okay. Do you see the Zoom taskbar at the bottom?
I do.
All right, click on share.
Okie dokie. That help you?
Well, did it give you an option to share your screen, or did it just have the?
All right. Yes, I got a pop-up that said entire screen, application windows.
Yeah, click on entire screen.
It seems like last time we hit advanced. I clicked on advanced.
Okay.
All right, it looks like I can do, it says launch meeting, Zoom, Chrome, Google Chrome. It looks like I
Okay. It says you opened your screen sharing. Okay, I can see your screen. So,
yes, you are screen sharing. Okay.
all right. Can you see my mouse moving?
No.
Okay, then let me see if I have an option to request control.
A launch meeting button. Do I need to?
No, don't do that. Don't hit that. Just in a minute, you're going to get a request from me to let me.
It just popped up. A
Okay.
user named Rick Williams is requesting remote control of your computer.
Yep.
True.
Just grant that.
Do you confirm this? Do you trust this user?
Yeah.
Confirm.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Now I see you moving.
Okay. All right. We're good to go. So I want to ask you a question. Tell me what neurogenesis is.
Neurogenesis. And I've looking at my notes.
You can't look at your notes. That's what you.
Oh, I don't remember.
Do you know what neuroplasticity is?
Cheating. Yes, it's how brain signals connect to one another.
Did you say you cheated on that?
I did. I already had my book open.
Okay.
So
if you break neurogenesis into two words, neuro and genesis, just remember that neuro is the Greek word for neuron. And a neuron is a brain cell. And all the kind of terms, neurological, neurologist, all has to do with the word brain. So Genesis is like the beginning. So neurogenesis is the beginning of a brain cell. Neuroplasticity, and plasticity is probably a Greek word for flexible or something like that, or tangled. So just let that bring that to mind. But
okay.
this
And the first word was neuro. What was the first word you asked me the definition of?
neurogenesis.
Neurogenesis.
Mhm.
I remember you talked about that
Mhm.
in one of our calls.
Right. And when I asked you just now, you didn't really remember what either one was. That's okay. That's fine. If I call you, if you don't do anything, and I call you up next week and I ask you those two words again, what would you tell me?
Well, I had actually yesterday, I thought to myself, I need to go back and review my notes before the call.
Right.
I just didn't get it done. All right, but tell me again, urogenesis is
Tell me what neuro means.
neuro is a neuron.
Right. Now, there are different kinds of neuron. There are long ones, but short ones, microscopic ones. But what is a neuron?
That remember neurons and what is it in your
It's a brain cell. But first of all, do you know what a human cell is?
yes.
Okay, so you know that different parts of your body have different types of cells, right?
Right.
Okay,
We're made up of cells and each
right.
like
There's kidney cells, skin cells, eye cells, retina cells. They're all different. They look different. They have different functions, different chemistries. And neurons are the cells within the brain and within the nervous system. So anywhere there is a nerve, there are billions of cells, neuron cells. So when cells, those cells have a long, I may have mentioned this before, but I'll just give you an example. Think of the cell body as being a tennis ball, okay? And then coming out of the tennis ball, you've got a water hose that's about 2 feet long, okay? Except it's not quite as big in diameter. So it's like a long tail. That's called the axon. It's still part of the neuron. And on the end of the axon, you have like a group of fingers, maybe 10 little short little finger-like things. That's what a brain cell looks like.
all right.
So what happens is the brain cell secretes chemicals through those little finger-like things, and they migrate through a little tiny space called a synaptic junction, and they stimulate the next brain cell. And the next brain cell might stimulate 10 more brain cells. And that's how nerve transmissions take place, so to speak. So anyway, when I ask you this question next week, you're probably going to tell me that neurogenesis means the birth of a brain cell. Okay. And what that really means is that you have had some new brain cells that have been born. Okay. Because you know something now that you did not know before.
Well, that's true.
Right. So I think you've got this now. So you have some minute scale of new brain cells that have been created in your brain. And there have also been even more to a higher scale, some connections between existing brain cells that you already had that have driven this concept home. So anything that you learn in this course or anywhere else, if you learn a new word or anything else, it mostly involves neuroplasticity, the entanglement, well, I'll call it, of your existing brain cells. But to a certain extent, new brain cells are also born. Okay, let's move on from that. I want to just say something about exponentials. You know, you'll often hear me comment on that. We've already talked about it. Um, you might be thinking, why do I even bring up exponentials? And the reason is, Robert, the human race has now entered an exponential growth in many different spheres. Things are happening now that have never happened before, and I won't go into these specifically in this course, but just some examples. Disease research for certain types of diseases is advancing exponentially. It has hit some snags like breast cancer, but almost all cancers other than breast cancer and pancreatic cancer and one or two others now have been cured, but the cure is called early detection. So we couldn't do this 10 years ago or 15 years ago, but we're advancing exponentially now. That doesn't mean that we're going to see a cure next year, but something's got to give sooner or later. Another example is free energy. Unlimited free energy is something that the world is looking forward to once we crack nuclear energy or wind or sun, solar, or many other different types. That's going to be, it's going to change life on this planet. And free labor, you're not going to believe the things that you're going to learn about robotic labor and just millions and millions of robots. This is not science fiction. They're already being manufactured. They're getting better and better in the complexity of the things that they can do. We think, and I say we, but many people in the scientific and technology communities think that we're going to see an end to world poverty. And if you could see this plotted on a curve, you would begin to see that poverty is in an exponential decrease. Even
Yeah, I follow that. I mean, I know that, and I've forgotten the numbers, but from 100 years ago, if you look at, you plot it every 10 years, the last, what, seems like the last 50, in just the last 50 years, 90% of the world has moved out of poverty, something like that.
Right. Look at cell phones. Let's just back up to 2010. In 2010, you could not give an iPhone to a baby boomer. I swear. The iPhone came out in 2007, and you could hand them out on the street to baby boomers, and they wouldn't use them.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, baby boomers began to learn that they can communicate with their grandkids if they will get one of these dadgum cell phones. But seriously, that was a big factor. And now every baby boomer has an iPhone, basically iPhone. So that's an example of where I was going. That was in Africa. Now there are people standing out, they're natives dressed in voodoo garb, standing out in the middle of African jungles with smartphones, communicating by satellite. So that's something like 8 billion smartphones in the world. Anyway, so these things that I've just mentioned, we're going to see, you and I are going to see to some degree, some of these things in our lifetime. Okay. But the most exciting and unknown factor in all of this is that artificial intelligence itself has entered the upward part of the curve, of the exponential curve. And it has all the other sciences and technologies in tow. Okay. So I'm going to repeat that again. Artificial intelligence, I may have time to explain some of this better to you later on, but it is increasing exponentially, unlike anything we have ever seen before right now. And it has all of these other types of technologies in tow with it. They are following it because it is enabling them. So
if you remember, I don't remember exactly, somewhere around 2000, a little after, somebody built a microchip, and the microchip enabled a lot of the technology you talked about. And now AI is, the way I look at it, AI is the next microchip. It's going to open up a whole new world. It already has, and open up a whole new world.
Your thought is, relatively correct, but it's also just a little bit off. Microchips came around back in the 80s. And have you ever heard of Moore's Law?
Yeah, I've heard of it because you talked about it yesterday or sometime.
So that has to do with, a 1-inch square microchip, the number of transistors that could go on it. Back then it was maybe a couple of 100,000, and it it rose exponentially as he predicted perfectly every 18 to 24 months until about maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, and then it just almost stopped. It almost flatlined. And it hit the point where they had 2 billion transistors on a chip. But since then, they've improved the technology of the chip a little bit, I think, like you mentioned. But then with artificial intelligence, there came a new type of chip, a new type of hardware. So the hardware has just changed massively now, and it's back way up on that exponential curve again. So what that means for me and you and everybody else our age is that we may see cures for most diseases in our lifetime. So maybe, maybe not, but we certainly have that possibility. Okay, let's move on from that. I want to look at that situation with your with your um, with your D drive. Let me
Okay.
let me see if I've lost your screen.
What I'm looking at your sunset screen.
Right, but okay. I just it shrank down for some reason. No, good gosh. I mean, all I can see is the screen, the Zoom screen. That's all I can see. I can't see your screen anymore. I tell you what, give me a second. I'm gonna have to step away and get a fan.
Okay.
Guy came in 2 or 3 days ago, fixed my air conditioner, went up in the attic, charged me $275. No problem. Now stop running again. I'll be right back. Okay. We have the mystery of not knowing why Zoom just decided to stop screen sharing. Go, go back to that share screen again and see if it gives you, hang on just a moment.
All right.
Okay.
It says you are screen sharing.
Okay, good. I've got you now. Okay, so hang on. Okay, so I'm a little bit bothered by the guy telling you, asking you what business it was of yours, knowing what was on your computer or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
On the D drive.
right. And for some reason, I'm clicking on the File Explorer, but it's not letting me. Let me see if I can even click. Maybe that's why. Okay. No, I can see your screen, but I can't control it. Let me see if I can. Do you see an option anywhere Oh, here we go. I got it. Okay, so you should get that request again to,
There it is.
okay.
All right, I'm gonna check the box.
Okay, I can control it now. So,
Yeah, it says Rick Williams is controlling your screen.
yeah, okay. So says 49 free. So we're going to go to the view part of this, and we're going to go to details, show hidden items. Okay. All right, wait, I need to select the D drive though. There we go. Okay, so.
All right, there are my pictures that.
Right.
Go. Yeah, there.
So while we're there, I'm just gonna, what I want you to do is hit Control X,
Okay.
go back to your desktop.
All right, how do, what do I do here?
All right. There's multiple ways you can do it, but the easiest way is what I've been telling you about dragging your mouse off of the screen down in the bottom right-hand corner. Try that
And click.
and click one time.
Okay, doesn't happen.
Okay, hold on. Another way, you see my mouse?
I do not see your mouse.
Do you see Lindsay, the folder?
I do.
And you don't see my mouse moving around?
I do not. It's what I see now says waiting for Rick Williams to control your screen.
Well, I mean, I'm controlling it because,
All right, now I see your mouse.
okay. So you see the X in the top of the window right here?
Yes, I do.
All right. Whenever you're in Windows, whenever you're in any Windows, there's three things you can do with these controls. Okay. So you can click the X and it closes the window.
Right.
Okay. If you click the minus, do you see the minus sign?
That's minimizes.
Right. And when you minimize it, it puts an icon on the taskbar. Now it's hard to tell because there's still some icons down here that I don't recognize. So we're going to look at maybe clearing that up again when I get a chance. But I think just clicking on this folder will restore it good. Or you can hit maximize the window or minimize it by hitting the double square. So are you clear now, Robert, on the three items in the upper right-hand corner of every window you see?
Right. I know that minuses minimize, the double boxes maximize or make it back to size, and then the X closes it.
Right. And some of these things that I tell you, we'll call them gold star items, are things that you should review after the session tonight, or at least by tomorrow. Because just going back that one time will help you remember them. But this is something that I should never have to tell you again to close out a window by clicking an X. Everybody that does Windows knows these three things, and you must know those three. Okay, so let's go back to the D drive. Select the Lindsay folder. And I want you to hit Control X. So Control X is like copy, but it actually means cut. And now I want you to minimize the screen. All right, and now I want you to hit Control V as in vary.
I did.
All right, did you see the Lindsay folder pop back up?
I haven't, I don't, yeah, no, I don't. Do you see it?
No, and let's see if it's still in the. Yeah, it's still there. Let me see what I can do. So I'm just going to right mouse click and go to. There's no option to cut. That's just crazy. I don't even understand why. Here we go. So cut. And now paste. We need to do something about this, having to click again to show more options. But we'll stay with it for the time being. Okay, so see it up here?
Top.
Right. So what that means is your Windows system is putting new things up in the left-hand corner instead of out here. So when we go back now, we have that securely placed on your desktop again. We're not going to lose it. So I'm going to select that drive again and hidden items. Ah, see all that stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. That's from 21. We can delete all of that stuff.
You sure?
Awesome.
Okay, then do you know how to select all of those at the same time?
Highlight them.
Well, you can do it individually.
I mean, can I just, that's not gonna let me highlight 'em. I thought I could just highlight. 'Em. No, tell me how to select them all.
All right, there's two ways. So when you click on one, it's highlighted, and then if you hold your control key down, I'm doing this now, and then click on another, and then you can select them individually. Okay. So you could do that. It takes more time. What you probably, whoops, I did not mean to open that. Close that up real quick.
All right, let's. Whoops, I X'd out.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, so we're back in the D drive, and those seem to have disappeared. I don't know why.
And the question is, why are those in D drive? I don't have a clue about that.
I am more concerned about where they went. And I think what it did was when we deleted one, it deleted all of them. But I also thought I saw out of the corner of my eye this folder up here. Mork, is that your folder?
Yeah, it says mark shortcut.
Okay, so you know what it is, that folder?
Yeah, he set that up so that I had some trouble with TurboTax a few years ago.
Uh-huh.
But I got my new computer.
Okay, as long as you know what it is, that's okay. So all right. For some reason, it's not letting me expand the window. So would you expand it? Okay. So it says backup partition marker. So what he's done is he's created a partition. I sort of mentioned that the other day. It's not really that important. The thing is that we don't know why he did this. I don't know why he needs a partition. It's actually a partition on your C drive. So your C drive has 500 gigabytes. So you don't have another, I don't think you have another physical hard drive labeled D.
It's 865 megabytes.
Right, but I mean, where is it?
Yeah, well, and when you pulled it back up, there are those documents, right?
Right, and that says network locations. But if you want to delete them, go ahead and delete them.
All right, that, and then the control. All right, when I hold down control, I thought they would do.
All right, let me hold on just a moment. Just stop everything. You're doing it correctly. But what I was trying to show you, a simpler way to do it would just be to select the first one
Okay.
and then hold your shift key down and select the last one.
Oh, no, I did control, but not shift.
All right, go ahead and select them all and then.
All right, just hit me a Jeffy, make a note here. All right, here we go. Can I reverse that? Can I highlight this one and shift and then go to the first? All right, there we go. Just hit delete. Is that?
Yeah, just hit delete. All right. So did you mention something about an external drive? Do you have an external drive?
Drive.
Is it?
If I want to load something on my computer that's on a disk,
Mm-hmm.
I plug it in, I plug it into my computer, put the disk in it.
Oh, okay. You don't mean you have an external hard drive. What you mean you have a port. You have a D port, you mean.
That's what I have a D port.
Okay. Then I don't know what's going on unless this is remembering that you had a 1 terabyte hard drive. But I would, if I were you, I would get back with whatever the main guy's name is and ask him about that.
Okay.
So I think it's okay.
Tell me, why, what's in there that's using up 800 or 700 megabytes of space?
Well, that's the unknown question.
Okay, so that is the question.
Right. I don't, what I'm saying is that where is, but you don't have an external drive to plug into that. You only plug a DVD player into it, right?
Yes, I have a port. Yes. As a matter of fact, I've got it laying right here, looking at it.
We'll plug it into the D drive then.
Get it. All right, wait. I got money. All righty, plugged in.
Okay, just give it a minute. Okay.
There it shows.
Okay. So you can just unplug that. It's all that is just a DVD player, and it was trying to show up as D, but you already have this D. So this could be two things. It could be a physical drive that he's got inside your computer, just like your C drive is a hard drive. You understand?
I do.
So you could have a physical D drive, or it could be some kind of a memory of something that's been plugged in before. I don't know, but you sure, should ask him about it when you get a chance. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just don't like the way the other guy sort of was snippy about it. That doesn't make sense.
He was a young guy, and like I said, look, my impression, just my impression, that he thought I might be challenging his expertise.
Ah,
When I started questioning him about it,
I got you.
or getting a little snippy like that when you would they think you're challenging them? And that wasn't my intent. I was just trying to learn about it.
Right. I want you, hang on just a moment. I want you to hold down the Windows key and hit the letter X.
All right, I didn't hear you. Which key?
Hold the Windows key down and then hit the letter X. Okay, stop right there.
Went away.
All right. Now, this is so frustrating because it's not letting me close that window out. It lets me do some things. It let me open the screen, but it won't let me close it. If you're moving your mouse, stop for just a moment. All right, close that window out.
See that? I was trying to drag it, and I can't get it to drag. Let's see.
No. Okay. Now do it again. Hold the Windows key and hit X. Okay, now don't move your mouse. It's just not letting me do it, but would you expand that window? Okay. Click on the D drive up at the top. Okay. Okay, that is a partition. You see over here? Can you see my mouse moving?
Sorry, I don't see your mouse.
It's just frustrating as heck that Zoom will, 1 minute you can and another minute you can't. Anyway, it's something called a partition. It's not a physical drive, so we're not going to worry about it. I just don't really know how he's getting a terabyte of data from it though. So let's move on. Would you click? Huh?
Are we ready to close
Yeah.
out now?
Yeah. Okay. So your kids folder. So hit Control X. All right. Now open your C drive.
C drive. Okay. Well, let me think. Well,
Okay. All right. Stop. Don't do anything. Don't, and take your hand off your mouse. Okay. Here's another gold star. Gold star thing, Robert. You have got to know what your C drive is. Okay. This is an absolute must. This is like knowing where first base is in a baseball game. Okay. All right. You have to know what a hard drive is also. You know what a hard drive is, right?
yeah, and another thing, the C drive is on the hard.
That's right. Your C drive is always or almost always across all computers as your main drive. It's the hard drive in your computer that contains the operating system. So your Windows is on the C drive. And many people like you have their data, like their kids' pictures and other things on the C drive also. But a better way to do it is to put it on a separate drive, which would be, the computer would call that a D drive, as in David. So right now, I want you to open up My PC, or some people call it your computer. Do it as quickly as you can.
Trying to. Yeah.
All right. It looks like you may, no, don't do that. Just let me have the mouse. Take your hand off the mouse.
Okay.
I think you somehow clicked in the search and you're trying to search. You should never ever have to search for files and folders or for your main drive. So on the taskbar, can you now see my mouse moving?
I do, I see it.
Okay, so this bar down here is called your taskbar, your Windows taskbar. You need to remember that. This icon here with the folder, you see it pop up says File Explorer. That's your main navigation folder for your entire computer. So when you click on that, then it opens up this layout. So let's talk about the layout.
Okay. There's OPC.
Right. And that's your main, that's your best friend when you're looking for anything. You can see beneath it, it has the C disk, and it has the mystery disk, we'll call it D. Okay, and then it has network connections. You don't need to worry about that. Up above it here, you see these pins here?
I do.
So these are items that are pinned to this menu. These are things that you frequently visit. And I think Windows by default has pinned these for you, but you can pin your own things that are important to you, like the Monk folder or the Lindsay folder or what have you. So when you open this window, this is your main gateway to your computer, then you could have easy access to whatever folder you want to put over here. But for now, what you would want to do is double click on this PC, okay? And that brings up all of your hard drives, all right? Now I want you to open the C drive, do it quickly. Okay, good, good. So as far as I can see, you have only native folders in here that were placed here by Windows and possibly by the computer guy, but most of them look like Windows, other than that one temp folder. Okay, so what that means is that the Lindsay folder that you have on your desktop, all of these folders and files that you see, they have to be somewhere. And there is actually called a folder called your desktop. And these are inside of that folder. So if we go back into Windows, you see the desktop that is pinned up here? Okay, so if we open up that, here are all of those folders that are out on your desktop. You with me so far?
Yep.
Okay, so we see the Lindsay folder. This column over here that says type is very important. Okay, so you have different types. This is a type of file folder. It contains other files. None of the rest of these are folders, okay? This one here is a JPEG. A JPEG is a picture file. Are you familiar with that?
I know that JPEG is pictures, but that's about
okay. Right. So if we double click on that, it's going to be a picture of one of your baby pictures. Okay.
That's my granddaughter.
So that was a very cute picture, by the way. Really cute.
She takes that in her grade.
I was going to say, she kind of looks like you. She really does.
Yeah.
That's a great picture.
It is a really good picture.
You could put that, you could make that picture your desktop picture, you know, if you wanted to. Okay, so the thing of interest to me right now is these shortcut.
Yeah, he said, Dan set it up. did those shortcuts.
Right. So what I want to do is unclutter your desktop. I want to get as much of this stuff off of it as I can that you don't need. Okay. So shortcuts are good. They serve a purpose because you don't have to go poking around trying to find something. It just takes you right there. But let's look at them first and see if you need it. Grammarly, do you use Grammarly?
No, I did for a long time, and they got to where all they want to do is sell me something.
Right. Okay, let's get rid of it. I used to use it a long time ago. Now, I've deleted the shortcut. I did not take Grammarly off of your computer. I'll show you where it is.
I'll have to go to Task Manager, do that process, right?
Well, no, you need to go to Add Remove Programs.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And is Add Remove not in Task Manager?
No, Task Manager is something entirely different.
Yeah, it's Control Panel.
Something like the control panel. So I'm going to go back into the C drive, and you have two folders labeled program files. x86 means that these are program files for a computer that has 86 type architecture, which is what yours is. So most of your folders are going to be in this, most of your program files. So I don't see Grammarly in here. So it may be a 32-bit, this is actually a 64-bit folder, but this is the older form of 32-bit. And I don't see it in there either. I don't know where. Could be under another name. You know, sometimes programs are owned by another company, and they're displayed under the name of the company. So let's go back to desktop. And what about HP Smart? You have an HP printer? You don't anymore, right?
Not anymore.
Okay. Okay. Then that one is gone. You use Microsoft Excel quite a bit, don't you? Okay. And Microsoft Office, I know you use that. You need that photo.
Yeah, I got Word and Excel. Yes, I need that.
Okay. Videos.
Click on that Monk shortcut and see what that one is. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Those are my income tax returns.
Well, and you said that he created these for you?
Yeah, he set that up because to save my history when I moved from the old computer to this one, for whatever reason the history did not transfer. So anyway, he went in and set that up so I could see my history. Like those are my tax returns 2014 fall.
All right. But I don't like it. And I'm not gonna boss you around. I'm just gonna make suggestions. But I don't like anything on my desktop that could be sensitive information. If a hacker were to gain access to your machine, the very first place he would go would be to these TurboTax photos, because he could cull social security numbers or other information, maybe even credit card numbers, who knows, from them. So TurboTax puts these here. You probably didn't put them here. And these may be directly to your tax returns. I wouldn't have them there. And same goes for this Monk folder. This is all sensitive information. So I'm going to show you what I do, and you can decide on your own and there's different ways you can do. You can get a program called BitLocker that will encrypt the folder so that nobody can gain access to it other than you. But what I do is I create a folder, and I might call it Okay. Hit the F5 key.
Okay.
Okay. So if a hacker should gain access to your computer, he's not going to be interested in this temp file or this temp file down here. That's, those are junk files where people store junk. It's like a trash can. So just a distraction. No hacker is going to want to look at your family pictures. And then, now you don't have to take my advice on this, but I'm just going to type some numbers that are meaningless. And then I'm going to type some more meaningless numbers. Okay. And just one last time. I do not want the word fee in there. I don't want anything that connotes money. I don't want anything that looks like a word. Okay. Okay, so now what you can do, and I'll show you, I'm going to show you with that monk file, and then you can undo it if you like. But first of all, this is a shortcut. So let's find out where the real monk file is. Ah, okay. We're spending a lot of time on some technical stuff, Robert, that it's not teaching you that much, but I think this is of value to you. So if you go into,
I can.
okay, you don't really have to take notes on this, but when you go into the C file, you'll have a users file, okay, and then monk, that's a users file, and he's created that, and that's your last name. I just wouldn't. Can I move all these financial programs out of here? Is that okay you with the time being?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can find if I ever need them.
Oh, I'm going to show you. I'm going to select. I don't know what those others are, so I'm going to select all of those. And this, it's not letting me. Cut. Okay. Okay. So we go back into this temp file, this camouflage file. And all you do is just go to all the way to the last folder. And then just paste. Okay. Now show me where those folders are quickly.
Write this down.
No, you don't need to write it down. This needs to be in your memory.
All right. Well, how do I get to it? How do I get to the last
Just keep clicking.
one? All right, there we go.
So a hacker would see those folders and just think that they're empty folders, which is really common on computers, and he wouldn't waste his time, plundering around in them. And as long as you're there, let's see if these are shortcuts right here. So I'm going to right mouse click and go to properties. And this is a real application. It's not a shortcut.
If you click on that, you open my tax return.
Then can we get it off of your desktop?
Sure.
All right, look, I'm just going to select both of them and then drag them over here. Okay, what is this here?
23. Yeah, there it is. You got it. I had to, in order to open a PDF, that's purpose of that one is to let me open PDF files.
Okay, all right, no problem. So anything else you see here that's financial or sensitive in nature?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
All right. So you got all you really need to remember is just this folder here. Temp file. This is your real temp folder up here. This is where you can put stuff that is always deletable. I'm just going to delete that, whatever that was. Okay. Your recycle bin up in the upper right-hand corner is where most people keep it. Let's go back into the file list. Okay. We want to get rid of this shortcut. Okay. Videos, do you know what that is for?
No.
Capture screen recordings. Okay, this is, I believe these are Windows files.
Yes, I would think so.
So let's just get rid of that. If you don't know what it is, you're not using it.
Good. Yeah, there's a text document from 2019. Click on that, see what that is.
Okay, that's just leftover junk. I'm going to delete that. And Windows installer, you don't need that any longer. Okay. SignOG, what is that? PRS file.
I have no earthly idea. That's that PRS. Oh, that's the one above it. You can delete that one. Oh, and then that's organic gold. Yeah, delete that one also.
Can I open this untitled?
It's a 2015. I have no. Oh, that's a picture.
Do you want to put this in the Lindsay folder?
I do. Yes.
All right, hit Ctrl X and then go to the Lindsay folder. I tell you what, don't do that yet. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
And Control V.
When you had it on the untitled, you should have hit Ctrl X there.
I did.
Okay, and open Lindsay and hit Control V. That's correct.
I need to open Lindsay.
Yeah.
First.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Okay. Now, do you know how to rename a file?
Yeah, if I do a right click, it gives you a rename
Yeah,
option.
but don't do that. Just hit the F2 key.
F2.
Uh-huh. All right, just now name it that granddaughter's name or something.
Oh, I see.
And you don't have to use your mouse. It'll erase that for you. There you go. Oh, is that Lindsay? Lindsay and, okay. Okay. Now you need to click outside that for that in order for it to save the name. There you go. Okay.
Right now, we still got Lindsay up there,
Where?
right there, see it, you're looking at.
Right.
We deleted here.
Okay. Then all you have to do is just hit Control X. And then go back to that folder and put it in it.
Let's see. Which one of these was it under?
Well, and it wasn't the temporary file. Now this was, let me take over for a minute. I think this was in the Emory file.
Was. I don't see Emory.
I thought I saw it up here somewhere. There it is.
All right, okay.
But before you do that, right as of right now, you don't know where that Emory folder is located, do you?
Do not.
Okay, then right mouse click on it.
It's under shade.
Go to properties. Okay. Now do you see the file path?
It's actually under Lindsay.
Well, hold on a minute. This is in the monk folder in users. That should not, that's what we were moving, I thought. Let me take over and go back to that. Okay.
But I don't see it. You see it?
Right, we took it out of there. That's what I was saying.
Right there, OneDrive. Click on that one.
Right. I'm not crazy about this. Do you know what OneDrive is?
I did.
Okay. Baldwin County Schools Review Work Team. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I did.
Is it anything you want to keep?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna take Lindsay out of this. Okay. And I'm gonna create a folder. Is this name okay with you, Robert?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So now we have Lindsay in there.
Right there's one more picture we can take.
All right, you do it. Do it as quickly as you can. I want to see how fast you are.
All right. Control X.
Yep.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
All right. Let me have the mouse again. We're going to go back to the desktop again just to finish this up. This all looks pretty clean. We said though you don't have HP printer anymore, right?
Correct.
Okay. And Explore Live, that's a Microsoft Do you know what that is?
Do not.
And this is probably not a file you need here.
No, I don't know what, have any idea what that is. Do you?
No.
Thumbnail info, whatever.
Yeah, I think we can delete that. Okay. Derby HCR. Do you know that?
Click on it. I have no clue what it is.
Well, HCR is a unknown file type to me. So it's from,
If you don't think it'll screw up the computer, delete it.
no, it's from 2014. So, okay. So, this is an application, ETM. Do you know what that is?
Not.
Can I click on it?
Yeah, again, that's an absent driver package setup.
How do you know that?
That's what your pop-up says.
Oh, I don't see the pop-up. So can I delete it? Okay, leave it. No, leave it. Anything you're doubtful about, definitely leave it.
I have an absent printer. You know,
Oh, okay.
I don't want to do anything. It works now, so I don't want to do anything to delete it.
Okay, it's not letting me close that window out again. So go ahead and close it out.
There you go.
Okay. Google Chrome. I always keep my Chrome on the taskbar as you do. It's not doing any good here. I'm going to delete that if that's okay with you. Okay. And Google Cloud print setup. Do you know what that is? Yeah, this is just something to do with your printer. That's a lot of this is just, Chrome and Microsoft, not malware, but adware kind of stuff. Ultra Viewer is probably some kind of a it's a picture viewer, I think. No, this is like Team Viewer. Do you use this?
I don't know what it is. Tell me what it is.
Well, it may be a Team Viewer remote control software. It's probably something your computer guy put on here. Let's get rid of it. It's not, if you're not using it, it's things like that can always be reinstalled. And there's just the download program for that other thing. That's no good.
I want to take a few minutes when I have the time and read that and see what that's about. But for the time being, just leave it there. And after I have a chance to read through it and see, right now I can't remember what it's about.
What are you talking about?
The Baldwin County.
Oh, okay. Okay. And all your Epson photo stuff here. Why don't we do this? Okay. So you've got a lot of Epson stuff that's just, you have to take time and look at it and read it. So it's all in that folder. Is that okay with you?
That's good.
Okay. So all of this is good. Outreach, what does that say?
Something plan. Delete that. That's 2017.
Okay. And that's another Epson product. Okay. So we got let's put your two Microsoft products up here close together. I thought there was two of them. Oh, that's Microsoft Edge. That's another one that you probably have down here. Let's see. Yep, you don't need that up there because you've got it on your taskbar already. Here's your Microsoft Office and Microsoft Word. Okay.
While we're doing this, go ahead and empty the trash bin.
Good idea.
All right, I'm just skimming through that.
Yeah. All right. We got to move because I've got about 30 items and we've done one so far. We we've done one.
3:30. All right, go on. I just hit the delete button on here to get rid of those.
You go ahead and delete them if you want to.
I hit.
Okay, no, you should have a menu item somewhere.
I'm sorry, can I just highlight them first?
See this button up here? Empty recycle bin?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I just see bin. I could go, good.
Okay, so we made a lot of progress on your desktop. I can't close. Okay, so let's take a look at your taskbar. First of all, do you need this weather icon here?
No, I didn't. It happened. It popped up automatically. I don't know where it came from.
I think it might be an icon from your Windows button. Click your Windows button. That's your Windows button?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, close that out. Oh, okay. I see your start button is in a different place than mine. Okay. So
Yeah.
don't move your mouse for just a moment. Can you click on that? It's not doing anything when I click on it.
Down here.
That weather thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me
It
just
is. I don't know if it's MSN CNN. I don't know what it is. What this?
yeah. It's a Microsoft spam is what it is. Wait, let's go to the settings thing here. I don't know. You can figure this out later. So is this where you want your search button? Do you want it right here?
I mean, is there a reason if I moved it, is there an advantage to move it?
I like to have my search button all the way over to the left, and then all of my apps stretched out away from it to clear up as much of the. But I mean, if you can see this fine, let's just stay with that for the time being. So, World of Donkey Day. Okay.
I think I get that that donkey changes, based on what's going on in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a button that shows your desktops. You can have more than one desktop. And I guess that's okay to leave that. This is the snipping tool. I don't know. Let's. Okay.
There you went, yeah.
So now you've got all this free space. To me, it just seems a little more cleaner. And this is really unnecessary. I wish I could take that off, but I don't think it'll come off. But so your first icon is your snipping tool, so you'll know right where to go on that.
Today is World Donkey Day. I'm so impressed.
Yep. There we go. See this setting right here? Pinned as taskbar. Okay.
Pinned taskbar.
Right. So what I do is I put this right next to the snipping tool, because these are two utilities that you will often use. This is a light version of Microsoft Word. Okay. So it's just a word pad. So anytime you need to type a personal note or something you need to remember, and you can just leave it there. You can type something about one subject, then something else comes up, and you can type that. And if you want to, you can save this. You can go to File, Save As, and then tell me where would be a good place to save this. Temp.
Yeah, be good.
Okay. We'll just call it TMP doc. Okay. So if you did have things like serial numbers or password names or anything like that that you wanted to temporarily save, that would be there. But you'll find a billion uses for that. This file explorer is incredibly important. So I would put it here. I would put Chrome here. You don't use Microsoft Edge very much, right?
No, I do not.
But we can leave it on the taskbar. You do need to have one there. Do you use Copilot?
I do not know what Copilot is.
Okay, it's the Microsoft's version of of ChatGPT, and
Okay.
it's useful, but you're going to have you can set it up and you can figure it out. It's not complicated. So you don't need the Microsoft Store. Do you really want it here?
It's there by default.
Okay. Unpin from taskbar, and it probably should pop up out here, but it didn't. That's okay. All you have to do is just go into any browser and just type Microsoft Store, and it will take you right there. Okay, so here's your setup. You've got Google Chrome. You've got your file explorer that will show you all of your files. Okay. You've got now a family picture where you can put all of your family pictures with different folders with dates, hopefully. So Chrome folders, the zoom icon will go away. And then you've got these two Microsoft products, and then you've got clipping tool and snipping tool. Right. All right. So let's move on. Tell me how much more time you've got. I'll work on whatever Susanna is going to allow you to do.
All right, let's do 15 minutes.
Okay. You see this little, they call this a Corel, I think, this up arrow.
I do not. Where are you?
Can you see my mouse in the bottom right-hand corner?
I do not, but you're right there, right? You see it right there?
Well, You need to see my mouse. You can't see my mouse moving?
Right, I do now. I see it now.
Okay. So this little corral. Oh, and by the way, you see when we moved the search bar over here next to the Windows button,
Right.
it moved this weather icon here. So just wish they would let us get rid of this. Whatever. Okay, so this is fairly important. It's called your system tray. So it's tray, T-R-A-Y. And it just has processes you'll have when you hover on it, it'll tell you what it is that are used by your Windows system. And they just set this aside. Sometimes there's your Grammarly thing there. You can keep that there if you like. And so on. Okay. And then this is your network widget. You know about that, right?
That's the speaker or adjustment sound and all.
Right. Okay. Good. We're moving right along. We've actually covered a lot of the stuff. I didn't know we were moving through this. We're gonna skip to Chrome now.
The what?
To Google Chrome.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to bring up a Google Docs. And to do that, do you know what Google Docs are?
I know what they are, but I can never find them. I struggle to find them.
Okay. It's just like Microsoft Word, but we could put them on the taskbar or whatever, but really all you have to do is just type docs, D-O-C-S, and it'll pop up. Nope, you've got to do it a few times. So, but it'll remember it after you've done it a few times, and all you have to type is DOC, but it's docs.google.com. So if you want any Google product, you just type the name of the product.google.com. So if you want Google Mail, Gmail, you just type mail.google.com. If you want a spreadsheet, you type sheets.google.com. So it will show you different ideas. I rarely ever use this. This is the new document here. And I want to go over just some basic functions, and you'll know most of this anyway. Okay, because of your experience with Microsoft Word, whatever it's called.
Some people send me Google Docs. I think maybe on the board minutes, for instance, Debbie sends those sometimes in Google Docs.
I think I'm just a Google person. I've got it in my DNA, and
Okay.
I don't really like Microsoft. I won't go into that, but it's just a kind of a geeky thing. What I want you to do is hold down your Windows key, just hold it down and hit the period on your keyboard. All right. So this is just a handy emoji reference. Okay. So wherever you are in Google, it could be on a browser button or in a title or another document or anything, you can bring up these emojis. And emojis, do you even use emojis?
I do in email and text.
Good.
Text message.
Good. You don't have to be cute with them, but they really are good. It's younger people use them a lot, and they are useful in a lot of situations where you don't want to type out messages and things. But if you click on the face up here, it'll give you examples of just faces, all of that. And then you can read these others to see, or you can type a word like if you type death, then it's going to bring up skull. And whatever this crossbone skull, coffin, okay? But one that I find useful that I thought I would show you is just type the word red, R-E-D. Okay, so I use this round red circle a lot. If there's ever an email that I send to myself, I'll mark, I mean, that has something special, I'll use that. You have red hearts. You want to send something, message to your grandkids or something. Just a red apple. But the two that I use most all the time are just the red circle or the red square. Those are just alerts. You could use these flags, but to me, the bigger ones get my attention a lot faster. And what I usually do is if I want to use multiples, I just type one and then highlight it. Why don't you do this? Highlight it.
All right, highlight. Okay.
Okay.
About highlight.
Okay. All right. Let me show you how.
All right.
Nope. Stop. Stop. So you want to put your cursor really on either side, hold your shift key down, and then hit your right mouse button, and it'll move the cursor and highlight whatever you're at. Okay, so go ahead and try it.
Oh, you took it away. All right, shift key.
Okay, now hit Control C. And now hit Control V. And hit Control V again. Now just keep Control down and tap V several times. Okay, so that's just one way you can do that a lot. I tell you what we'll do. Let's just go back to Docs. And you see the star right here?
Yes, I do.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
All right. It's to bookmark a website, and you really should start using these. A lot of the fumbling around that you're doing will just go away if you will start using these. So when you click on it, you can give it a name, and it'll default to what it thinks it is, and it's correct, Google Docs, and it's going to ask you where to put it. And instead of other bookmarks, what you want to select is the bookmarks bar. Okay. And then just click done. And now you see it up here. And so this bar up here, see the one that is grayed out with the address? What do you call that?
Don't know.
Okay, it goes by two names. One is the URL bar, URL, or just simply the address bar. Okay. So you can go to websites by typing in the web address. You know that, right? Do you know that you can also do search in this bar?
Yes.
Right. You don't have to go down to search anymore. You can just type whatever you want. You know that when you type in there once, that it highlights the entire thing for you. And you can erase it by a single key.
Start, feel if you've done it before.
Right, right. So now your bookmarks bar is not showing. And we need to find out why. So there we go. Okay. So okay, so wherever you are now, you see the tab up there that says Google Docs. All right, so click on that. Okay, right. And
I'm in Google Docs. How do I find the Google Docs already on my computer?
well, usually, in Windows, there's multiple ways. First of all, I'd close these two eBay's out sites, and I would go to Google Drive. So all you have to do is just start typing Drive. All right, I think it was going to populate that for you. Just erase it and start over slowly. Okay, just type drive.google.
Oops.
Let me take over for just a moment and see what's going on here. There is something that I don't like. This is not a secure site for some reason. So I'm just going to close this out entirely and see what's happening with your browser. Okay. All right. Did you see it pre-filled in when okay. Okay. So this is the Google Drive of the account. See this pop up right here?
Right.
So that's something that you could look at sometime. But this would be the new account that we created.
Right.
So if that document were in this account, you would just go to where it says search and drive, and it will search your entire drive. I have way over 1 million folders and files, and it can find them just almost instantly. But
Google Doc file.
well, let's move on then to another situation that I'll try to do this pretty quick. That I was going to teach you anyway. Okay, so this is where I tripped up the other day and I got that spam. There was another site that was camouflaging the software, this everything software, but this is the correct site here. Void tools. So I'm going to look at this address when it pops up just to make sure. And so we've got voidtools.com/downloads. But just to be on the safe side, give me one moment. All right. Can you see the chat window?
No, I don't see it. You talking about now?
In your Zoom window?
I see the Zoom window, but I don't. Are you talking about the chat toolbox? Yeah, I do. I see the chat tool up here at the top. I'm with you.
All right, then you see where it says everything download link?
I do.
All right, hang on just a second. Okay, click on that link.
On my things. All right.
Okay, that's great. So this is the correct download. Click OK to that.
I don't see it. Okay.
So you're not seeing a box, a browser window that's open?
I do not. What I see is I see a little icon in the toolbar. I'm done. And I say type message here. Is that what we're looking for?
No, that's you need to get out of that. That's the chat window. We're out of that now.
I don't know if we're both doing it at the same time or what. There it is.
All right.
Please select the language.
Yeah, click OK. I agree. There you go. Yep. Hold on just a moment. Go back. That's okay. Let's see. Yep, click OK to that. Next. And deselect start everything on system startup. And click install. That's okay.
Shortcut.
No, that all that is okay. Down on the bottom, click install at the very no, go.
Yeah. That was quick.
Yeah. Okay. So if you use the Windows software to search for something, just go smoke a pack of cigarettes because it'll take you a year. This program is just lightning quick. When we booted this up just now, when it came up, it returned every file and every folder on your computer. Okay. So you see where it says 380,000 X, you have 380,000. Now, if you want just Google Docs, but a Google Docs would not be on your computer. Is that what you said you were looking for?
I've worked on, people have sent me Google Docs and I've opened them and worked on them and saved them and gone back to them later and worked on them.
Right, but probably they just sent you links to docs that were hosted in the cloud in their Google Drive.
Okay.
You probably never did have those. Do you remember the name of one of them? So it has pulled everything up on your computer that begins with docs.goo. And It's all stuff that we've used just in the last hour. But just to give you an idea, watch this. Is it Lindsay or SCY?
Wow.
Just type LINDS.
Here.
Yeah, in the search bar. Okay. See how quick it is?
Oh, I did.
And you can, if you can double click on the folder, it will open the folder for you. Okay, so lastly, I just want to look, you should have the icon, and I just leave that everything search icon right.
Up there.
Yeah, and I mean, that's to launch the program. That's your execution file. So the first thing it does is it pulls up every every file and folder on your computer. And then when you type something, it filters all the others out. Okay. So closing that out, and there's your icon to launch it with up there. So I just leave that right next to the recycle bin because I use it frequently. And that's about it. Anything you want to ask me?
Honest with you, my brain's so full right now. I'm thinking much at all. But I've made a good bit of notes, several notes.
I'm actually going to send you this recording. It'll probably be tomorrow, but you can scroll back and forth in the recording and reference anything that you want to.
All right, we're leaving first thing in the morning, so won't be tomorrow. I'll look at it.
Oh, okay. All right. Then just ask you again, just be patient. You're going to benefit from this a lot, Robert. It's all probably sounds strange to you, but it's really going to sound natural to you just within a few weeks. So,
Well, what you're showing me and helping me with, I know about finding things and moving files and that sort of thing is, I won't be nearly as good as you are doing it, but if I can just learn how to do it, it'll be a terrific help to me in my computer work.
sure. Well, this is, as frustrating as this been, it's been kind of fun for me. And when we're going to get on into the artificial intelligence stuff, it will actually be easier than the stuff that we've been doing. It really will. But also fun. Okay, well, y'all have a great Mother's Day. And
Yeah. Morning to spend Mother's Day with our daughter there, so it's gonna be a good weekend.
Good. Okay, well, I will talk to you next week then.
All right. See you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.